Hi, great that you're back. Today I want to explain you what the symbols on your display of the Insta360 Go 2 mean. So if you open up your camera, the charging case is not connected to the camera right now because it tells me here press to connect, which means if I press this button, it connects to the camera and then these two are connected. So right now the camera is also not charged by the case. You can see here, this means my charging case is completely charged, and these two little dots mean that I can charge the camera 2 more times. So if there's only 1 dot left, it means I can only charge it 1 more time, and if there's no dot left, well, you better charge the charging case. So if you press now connect, it connects to the camera, and you can see it by the little indicator light that it is connected now. And one thing I do not like, and you really have to have an eye on this, it always starts in basic mode. So first is basic mode, then comes photo mode, then comes pro mode, time shift, time lapse, HDR, slow-mo, and settings. And you cannot rearrange this sequence. I really hope Insta will change that you either can change this sequence as you like, or that they put the pro mode on first place, because I don't know how many clips I've already shot in basic mode, even though I wanted to shoot in pro mode, because it always switches back to basic mode latest after 5 minutes, and this is really annoying. So when you connect it to the camera and you want to shoot in pro mode, you have to toggle to pro mode. So, but once you've selected pro mode and I start recording in this mode and I finish recording in this mode and I close the case and I open it up within 5 minutes. This is very important because after 5 minutes the camera forgets, or the case forgets, that it was in pro mode. And I press now connect to the camera, it opens up in pro mode. So, you know, this is so annoying. If you pause more than 5 minutes, it will open up in basic mode again. And if you do not check it, you will record in basic mode, which means you don't have flow state stabilization and you do not have the horizon leveling. So please check that, and Insta, please put pro mode in the sequence on number 1 and not on number 3. So, but what else do we see here? Right now, we see how much space is left on my SD card. I can see I'm shooting in wide. I'm shooting in pro mode in 40p. This is my ratio, and these are my frames per second. So if I want to change anything in here, I can do it in the case. I simply hold the record button, and then it switches to this menu, and I can toggle through the menu. So I can change the ratio from 16:9 to 9:16. I can change the quality from 1440p to 1080p. I can change the frames per second from 30 frames per second to 50 frames per second, which is, I highly recommend always to shoot in the best setting. You can change the angle here, but if you're shooting in pro mode, it's not necessary because you can always do it in post-production. And wow, why is not okay? And you can change. I want to shoot in ultra wide, and you can change the colors from vivid to standard to lock. So once you've set it the way you like, you can click on done, and then you're back in the modes. So you can change all the settings for separate for time shift, for everything. You can do this here. So this is pretty cool. You can do that in the camera. Of course, in the app, you can do even more settings. So if we shoot now, I can only show you this in this. Now you can see my camera is charged by the case. This is this little flash symbol. This is the camera symbol, and the battery of my camera is at 100%. So if I take the camera out now, I need to connect it again. You can see the flashlight is on, it's connecting. And you see, if I start recording, I show it, the little flash symbol is gone, which means the battery in my camera right now is at 100%. It is recording, as you can see on the flashing light. My charging case is not 100% charged anymore. You see it's a little left here. And I still could charge it 2 times with the case. Yeah, so these are small explanations for the display. And like, you can also change the settings. Some things, now I've toggled over it. You can only go in one direction. So in the settings, you have the option to switch on or off the wind reduction filter. You can switch on or off anti-flicker. So if you record inside, or you record a TV screen, or you have artificial light inside, it reduces the flickering. You can set the switch off time, automatic switch off time of this of the camera in the case if it's not in use. Also, it's a standby time basically. Here you cannot switch the codec. It's H.264, but in the studio software you can change the codec to H.265 and even a higher codec. I don't have the name of it right now, so you can change it later. Now we're out of the settings again. And you can set the bitrate from high or standard. I always recommend a high bitrate to get the most out of this camera. You can toggle on the lights here. So if you record through a window or something and you do not want to have the reflection of the blinking light, you can switch that on and off here. You can set the language. This is the Wi-Fi connection. Set it to auto, not to on, because if you set it to on, it's always on. So it means it drains your battery. You can format your SD card. You can reset to the default settings. You can check the firmware and everything of the camera and the case. Yeah, and this is done. So this is the explanation of this little symbols here. But please make sure that you always check when you open up the case if it is in the setting you'd like to record in, because probably now it'll open up in Pro mode. No, you see, it opens up in basic mode. I don't want to shoot in basic mode. I want to shoot in Pro mode, and I want to shoot in Pro mode in 99% of all my shooting cases. So please, Insta, put Pro mode on number 1 in this camera and not on number 3. Okay, hope this video helped you a little bit how to work with these buttons and what these little symbols all mean. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Otherwise, I see you next time. Bye-bye.